let's welcome our speakers. Zeynep from Handler AI Games, Ziad from AI Games, and Andrew Tsariuk from ADAS Games. And Oz will moderate this panel discussion, and he's representing Leonardo AI.
No, let's... Kai. Okay. We matched the lineup. Hello, everyone. So we have a panel now, and we are going to discuss AI in game development and gaming. So let's start with introductions of the panelists, I think.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. Glad to meet everybody here. My name is Andrew, and basically I am a CTO. The company name is Aras. That's not game-related company. But basically I'm here because we created a lot of tools in AI that helps to speed up the development process, some sort of the technology, and so on. So I hope to share some sort of insights exactly related to the technology stuff here. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Ziad. I'm the founder of Yay. We're a game development studio that's based in Lebanon and in Abu Dhabi in the UAE. Essentially, we started as a hyper-casual studio, and then with time we started developing custom-made games as well as internal AI tools to help us in the development of our games. Now we're focusing on mostly hybrid casual games, and we're looking to push an internally developed AI tool to the market and try to help studios help them publish their games, mostly. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Toyanç. I'm a founder of Handler AI Games. We're working to create AI tools to develop game in one day with one person. And we did it. We can create game with the AI tools. And I want to share how we do it and our tools. That's it.
Hello, guys. Thanks for joining us. My name is Zeynep. I'm co-founder of Vacuum Games. I am a backend developer, but right now I am not coding that much. In AI topic, we will talk about like how we use AI in general in our company. So nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. And to tell a little bit about myself, so I had 2 AI startups since 2017. One doing like general machine learning consulting, and some of the projects were in gaming, such as bots for with reinforcement learning, and more on the marketing side for LTV prediction and user behavior prediction. And now I'm with Leonardo AI, and we are a generative AI image generation platform, giving a lot of control to the user. So unlike some other platforms where you just prompt and get a result, we have a whole tool set to be able to generate exactly what you want. And also much more professional, we have an enterprise solution, and we have API, website, and app, so that like the artist in the company can use it to figure out the workflow. And once the workflow is settled, it's possible to do like a high quantity of images using the API, or integrate in the game to be able to enable UGC, like user-generated content. So that's who I am, but they'll talk mostly. So how, like just to warm up, how did you first start getting into AI? Like what did you use it for? Because generative AI became very popular in the last 1.5 years. But even before that, there was machine learning. So let's warm up that way.
Yeah, of course.
And you can also mention maybe what you do a little bit.
Yes. So basically, my story with AI and machine learning, especially, as well as NLP, as well as data mining, is pretty huge and very, very long. It's about 10 years. And I had many, many different projects, starting from just simple license plate detection and up to some more enterprise stuff. For example, previous, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago, we was a winner on the Volvo Hackathon, where we also deal with the convolutional neural networks. And so basically, I've seen the huge step-by-step generation, I mean like evolution of the AI in the industry, starting from the point when it was a really expensive, a very, very hard for small companies, for enterprises as well, and up to now, when we're talking about AI, and this is a really, really hype word for everybody. But here the thing about the machine learning and about the AI that should be clear for everybody, because it's some sort of this terminology that can explain a bit more why we are talking about the machine learning, why we're talking about the AI. And it's important to understand that machine learning is also a part of AI. And when we talk about the AI, we're also talking about the machine learning. Machine learning algorithms, methods, approaches to work with the data or with the training or with the validation and so on and so on. When we talk about the AI, we're talking about more algorithms from different areas and spheres. And because of that, when it becomes a hype under the generative AI, when we face the transformers architecture, and starting from this point, we've seen that many people seen like a wow effect when they start to use OpenAI, GPT, ChatGPT. But then under the hood, it's important to understand that basically that's just many, many different algorithms who can mimic the human behavior, mimic what it generates to make it more like a human input, like a human things.
For us, I would say it was around 2021 when we used to be working on hyper-casual titles, and we had to find the good CPI for our games. So we started discussing to develop internally a tool that can predict or give us what could be a good CPI, and then even like take the games, actually assign the games which one would be a potential winner or which one would be a potential published game. So we used to be to play around with these types of tools, and then we tried, but at the time it was a bit harder than today with OpenAI. But to create games where you can actually generate scripts. So for example, at some point, simulation games were a thing in hyper-casual games. So for example, let's make a game about a judge or a court game simulation where actually the judge and the defendants are actually having a conversation. So we tried to play around with these up until actually AI became a real use case in gaming or in general in life. So yeah, that's it for us.
I work with generative AI since ChatGPT has released, and we have developed a lot of AI tools in every section of the game development process. One of these, our asset is available on Unity Asset Store. It was the first implementation of ChatGPT of the Unity that you can create, you can talk and create C# scripts with with a window from the window of the Unity. You're talking with ChatGPT to create scripts. And also I have developed an asset with you are talking with AI in the game, but it creates code and do anything in the game. I've developed it 1 year ago, and you can find it in Unity Asset Store, in Handler AI voice command. Then the idea was to create a link chain system that every part of the game development process need an specialized and prompted AI. So for 1 year, we are working for each stage of game development to create a framework with using LangChain and prompt engineering. And now we have a puzzle machine that can be create any puzzle game in one day without a game designer, without a game artist, without a 3D generalist, just a AI specialist that uses our framework and pre-prompted AI tools, I can say.
I started with generative AI as well. It was the hype of Midjourney's early stage, the beginning of version 3. I started as a hobbyist just to create the imaginations, but like it was very, comparing to today, it was like rubbish right now, but that days it was like mind-blowing because it's with a couple of prompts or like words that we say prompts right now that can give you something that you imagine was incredible for us. So I started to actually started a project with it to make a storytelling type of project with all assets, but there was no consistency back in days, and not only with the characters but the art styles and everything. So like it was just a beginning, but we saw the potential of it and needed to think that we should just keep going and get updated all the time. And with all the versions now we have, with all the AI tools, everything is going further away and getting more productive and creative and smarter. So that's how we started, and then we started to use all of them inside the game development projects from all aspects, let's say.
So can you, if you can, give some examples of what you did before and how it's better or easier or faster now? Like something more specific. And I hope they are not going to be all the same, but...
Should we go as order?
Let's go to reverse order.
Okay. As a generative, I'm just going to talk about the image generation first. It was like really awful. There was like, for example, one character, if you even type for a woman, girl, or a man, the face was always same, for example, because of the data training. It was always popping up the same faces with the different hair colors and other type of things. So there was not much of choices that you could have done. And aesthetics and colors was always good at the beginning even. It's getting better and better. But right now, for me, it is more photography oriented. It is not like, if you don't specify it as a cartoon or that kind of things, it is defaultly, most of them are realistic. So that is a little bit challenging for us to reprompt it or like specially mention about it to make it that way. The improvement is allowing us to train now, not only with the Midjourney, with a lot of tools that we have today. Even like we can train voices and we can generate videos, shorts and other type of things, and with predefined characters you can even upload your voice, for example, and make your own voice trained and use it for singing and other type of stuff that you can imagine. There is lots of improvements and it's like really incremental. Like it's not like doubling down. It's like every couple of months it's like going up to 10x more good. So I think our aspect of aesthetic is changing with the AI as well. We started to keep searching for perfection more. So we started to get not satisfied enough because we always want to see the perfect and exact result we want to see, but we are not there yet. So it still needs lots of work from our side to do that what you want to get, let's say.
Okay. No, what I meant is something more like something you did in your workflow in gaming. Now it's either better performance, it could be with maybe your stuff, or just faster or more efficient. Like I have heard things like just the concepting and communication, instead of being like a month to finalize, now the game designer can do it in 1 day. Because of
do you
AI.
mean how
Yeah.
AI did our make
Yeah, like
our
what's your
workflow
favorite?
easier?
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe not everybody is using it now, so
Yeah.
they can have ideas on what to use AI in.
Yeah, sure. Like AI is shortening time for sure, like for your workflow, but it is still and always it will need the experience what you want to do, because the input relative to the output always, so the quality is there. If you're experienced and know really what to ask, you're gonna get what you want. But if you just don't know about the topic and ask something, it's not gonna give you what you want to. In gaming, I'm gonna come into your question. In gaming, it speed up our ideation process, for example, and also task management process, like dividing tasks to smaller tasks for project management, as well as like thinking more deeply on the monetization side, that what can it be, or narrative stories, what could it be, or the theme of the game, for example. So many ideations. It starts with the ideations, then you just dive into the more deep and you choose what to use, let's say, from my side.
And Toyanç, I expect something about the puzzle, that you are doing it in 1 day.
Yes.
How long would it take before? How do you do it in 1 day?
Yes.
I mean, that's one example.
It can take 1 week or 2 weeks, and a lot of people, because when you add people, you have to do meeting, you have to decide and coming to same page, but with one person in, all AI can do game in 1 day, yes, but it is not about only puzzle game. I claim that the AI, if you prompt it properly, AI can develop game with the feeling. So when coming to your question, what did you changed with the generative AI is deciding the color palette. A lot of things, but I want to just give an outbox example. We are deciding color palette with the generative AI, with the ChatGPT. We use its vision capability. When we send screenshot of our game, we can take its color palette and the improvement based on the color theory. So you can change color of the game. This is just a little example, I can say.
Yeah, for us, I would say it definitely made our work faster. So, for example, if we're talking development, GitHub Copilot, for example, is helping a lot in the development process for the devs, especially in finding bugs or avoiding bugs in the first place. Or it's, like, for example, in the art space, it helps us start off better. For example, we get an image generation, and from that image generation, we get inspired into, if it was for character design, for level design, for color palette, for example. So it's helping us in that space. Also, on the lighter level, it helps us in the copywriting, mostly ASO, caption generation. So these types of things that we're using today. I would say this is how we're using AI today, and we're planning to, of course, to use it more in order to try to perfect what we do.
In our case, it's a bit more complex question because, first of all, the tool that we created, the name is Cloud Photo.ai, and you can imagine from its name what about it. So this is a pretty generic technology that allows you to work with a multimodal, with a different type of services to create your own processes, how to work with AI. So basically the closest solution to us is AWS Bedrock or Microsoft AI Studio. Basically we had a meeting with Microsoft several weeks ago or even a month, and we decided that we are competitors. So because of that, I cannot definitely say what we speed up in our processes, because this, once again, this is a pretty generic solution for everybody to just work with AI. But what we are trying to research right now, we started it about starting from early this year, and I hope that till the end of this year we will get some sort of good results. We are working on some sort of architecture design for application, regardless, is it a mobile game, is it website, I don't know, web application, or even it's some sort of enterprise ERP system or something like that, how to use the AI in this case to speed up the development process, because this is a really painful topic for everybody, how to decrease the price for the development team, how to decrease the price in this case. And we believe that first of all, this relates on how to build an application, because to bring the proper context to the AI, to bring the proper information about the application structure, about the assets, about your vision of how application should be, it's exactly what can help to build the AI. Early results of this research, we are currently looking for web atomic design in some sort of this kind of things, like one point that can help to collapse some sort of the logic and bring like a black box information to the AI, but can help it to build a proper application structure. And another thing is more generic stuff, how to build your own library. I believe that's a common situation, right? Yeah, of course. So you're building your own library, you build on top of this kind of framework, and then AI can better understand what is going on inside, right? So if we're talking about how to speed up, so this is like a way. And this is like examples of how does it work.
I see. Okay. So what's the limitation that you see, like what's your challenge to, I guess, get things done better? Like, what?
In our case, it's always about the resources, because when you want to launch a pretty huge AI, in most cases, probably in game development, it's not so common case, except intellectual property, like assets, like unique design of the game. This is a common situation. But if we're talking about more complex application where you have some sort of law problems, some sort of the specific market stuff, you have to work with more generic models. And if you're talking about the more generic models, you need much more resources to host them. And you need to deal with the data privacy and everything that relates to this stuff. Another problem, I think that's also clear for everybody, it relates to how to represent the results the next time. So, okay, you prompted the good stuff, you get what you wanted, but then second time you can get completely different result, right? And it can be not exactly what you wanted from early beginning. And this is about the evaluation of the AI generation results, right? And this is another problem here. And in some cases, you may need extra time or extra people who can get deeper into the AI itself, understand how does it work under the hood, and then suggest something. So from my perspective, this is like two major problems in general.
For us, I would say, apart from knowing how to talk to the AI, it's always, most of the time, it's a different outcome. This is what you were saying. And something else would be, since we're developing internal tools that help us in developing and in publishing potentially our games, we're finding problems with, or not problems, but mostly it's hard to get data, especially live data in the market. It's expensive and hard. So I would say this is the main thing, the main problem we're facing in developing our own internal tools. Yep.
Okay. My most challenging part is human. I'm sorry, but
you have to deal with emotions.
Yeah, but no. People always has prejudice of using of AI. They try it, they can't get the right solution, right output, and easily say no, AI can't do it. Or it can influence everyone now. So we saw a lot of speakers that in every stage can easily say AI can't develop game. So, but what did you use? What did you write? Do you know anything about the prompt engineering? So, do you have anyone to do engineering on prompts to get right solution? I'm sure no, but just you tried, you couldn't do it, is not giving you right to say, no, AI can't develop games because it's complicated. No, in the terms of the prompt engineering and talking with my workers and my partners, it's always the most challenging part is to say no. If you do prompt engineering when you use AI, it can do anything. Yes, maybe has limitations for now, but when you see the exponential evolving of the AI, it can't be so easy. I'm so surprising. How can't you see the evolving of this station? Okay, and now you can't get the right answer, but when you look the past, when look at the evolving speed, so can't you imagine what's going to next? My most, for 1 year, for 1.5 years, my most challenging part is a human and always spreading, no, AI can't do it, AI can't do it, ideas, I can say.
Right now, my most challenge is like I am struggling is token limits, to be honest, because like, for example, most of us probably use ChatGPT, so it's an easy example. It's LLM, but even LLMs have token limits. So after a certain limit of conversation that you did, the AI gets like confused and starts to talk about other type of stuff and forgets the past of the conversation even. And also the second challenge that one of you mentioned before is retrieving the old generations, for example, or continuing from where you left. As a solution for now, what I do is like getting the documentation of it as an export, and for a new conversation, I am importing the old conversation right now for LLMs, let's say. Then I am saying we talked this before and you gave me this, and now continue from here, then it can understand that way so far, because otherwise it just gets lost for now, let's say.
Go for it.
Yeah. I just remember another important thing here. Basically, what we wanted to solve and what we already solved. Another important part, I think that you agree with me, it's about we always, almost each day, we see a new AI models, a new technology, new AI providers, new tools, and it's very, very hard for the startups each time to switch between them. For example, for today, you can use the ChatGPT, and it's totally fine for your part of, I don't know, for code generation or for user story generation, doesn't matter. But then tomorrow, there will be another model that can do it much better, cheaper, and faster. And for startups and for any kind of the developers, it's very, very hard to switch from one to another, because you have to deal with the throttling, you have to deal with error handling, you have to deal with, once again, prompt management, even you using RAG or some sort of data storage, you have to move from one to another. And this is another huge thing. For us, we deal with it just by splitting all of this kind of stuff into the set of services, the same like my favorite AWS RDS or S3. I'm talking about, so you can use your data storage. Okay, do you want to use Pinecone? Fine. You want to use Neo4j? Fine. You want to use this approach? Okay, just do it. Or you want to switch from one embedding to another model to use embedding, one size of vector to another size of vector, please just switch. And for the developers, it's really important. It can save a lot of time for the integration with the new providers.
Actually,
This is the main perspective, when the change is so hard, I can understand that, but the deciders have to decide to change their framework based on the new technology. If you just give the human that find the way to use AI, find the way to find the AI, the most useful AI for this job, so it is hard for people to dive an ocean of the AI ocean and try. So this is the main part. The deciders and the product managers have to create a framework to get workers to find AI tools and to teach them how to use them, because the hard part is to ask them on daily tasks and to find AI. So it must be some department to look the trends. So ChatGPT is the, from my test, is the most successful in coding, ChatGPT-4, but Cloudy is making more creative game design. So how can my worker or game designer can test every AI for his or her job? So it should be a department to test and provide AI tools and the framework to workers. So just spreading and saying, okay, use AI, find AI, and saying this is not enough, and I think it's impossible. So because it's not the same thing with doing drawing and the prompting to AI. So that's it. Yes.
Actually, I was just one other advantage of using different models is actually when many people are using one model, this model is actually learning from these people, and the data is getting less accurate with time. So the more new models you use, the better, the more accurate data you're getting. But I mean, it depends on the model. But in general, the AI is learning from us, and sometimes it's learning like the wrong information. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So since our title is Metamorphosis and the revolution in gaming, so how will gaming as a whole be different? Or it could be, I think we can take it as game development or games themselves. How do you think AI is changing? Like,
I'm definitely sure that we already see a good example of how
Yes.
how it will reshape. Because for now, from idea to the real production, you can spend much less time than even before. However, it's really important to keep in mind that it brings a lot of more complexity to get a good idea, to then sell this good idea to your end players and to show that, okay, let's play this puzzle, a lot of puzzle games on the market, and we will see much more puzzle game on the market, because now even a student without a budget, without a team, will be able to do that. And for end developers, it's also make a sort of, not a constraints, but it brings complexity, which game to choose, which game I want to play. And then here, probably, it would be more necessary to take a look on the monetization strategy, on some sort of design, what is better for each person, and probably in the future it can be solved by the personalized experience inside the game itself. And each one, everybody, every person just will be able to use the same game and get a lot of experience inside.
I would say there are like different tasks, I mean, but for example, AI can replace repetitive, intelligent tasks. Like for example, in UA optimization and growth in digital marketing in general, but specifically in games also. What I see would be changing as well is games would be becoming smarter, because like for example, if we use NPCs that are that use the AI, these games, when they become smarter, you tend to play more story-based games as the games are getting interesting. Also, one interesting thing would be that changing scenarios depending on how the user is interacting with the game. So while we tend to play more multiplayer games because we enjoy the playing against an intelligent body, now we can actually enjoy, as on top of what we enjoy, but enjoy more story-based games or single-player games against the game itself. So this is where I see the biggest value in the game from the entertainment aspect of it.
I want to talk about the two parts. One is the in-game and one is the development part. For the development part, I agree the bombing of the game will occur. So it's not only for the gaming industry, so we can see the song created by AI, and Spotify has thousands of songs that created by AI. So if 3 years ago or 4 years ago, if I said to you, okay, AI is going to bomb Hollywood or Spotify, you wouldn't believe me. I wouldn't believe me myself too. But for the development part, it's coming. So the gaming is complex and interdisciplinary, so it's coming late, but it will come. So the user acquisition and personalization is become a most important part. Okay, you can create, anyone create a game, but how will you market, or how do you do with the player experience, user experience? So in the terms of the near future, it can become some futuristic, but I think the perception of the reality is become in-game. So with the Apple Vision Pro and the AR and the AI, when you think all of them is creating a new reality, new game, new personalized, and infinite alternative realities. So I think the gaming is a locomotive of this reality changing. So AI will help it to create new realities in the gaming industry a lot. I would say that.
Since I am the last one, I agree, all of you. I see as the future, one of the most important things will be creating really personalized content, like even gaming, marketing, no matter what, like the area doesn't matter, movie, like what you want to do or what you want to show the person, or even advertisement and content of a subject. It doesn't matter, like I said, like if it's a game, TV series, other type of things. Every content that has a storytelling or that type of narrative, let's say, can be customized based on that person's likeness or behaviors or that type of things. So measurements will be important from us, that getting that report and analyzing it, and then let AI to generate the creative part for the person who needs that part, let's say. Rather than that, it's gonna make things easier, of course, but it will help us to reach the audience's heart, not as a general, but really pinpointing that person itself, I believe.
Okay.
I want to add one thing. One thing that would be interesting, it's a bit far-fetched today, but would be interesting, is that games can actually live longer. So for example, if you, AI can make the level design, can actually make the worlds themselves. So if you, let's say you launch a game with, let's say we're talking about planets, you launch a game with maybe 4 planets, and then the AI can continuously build more planets, build more environments where you can interact, the user can actually interact with. So the game technically becomes like infinite, yeah, but yeah, that's just...
You are totally right, because unfortunately for current games, even especially for mobile games, when you have a limited number of levels and when you have even a good game and what attracts players, it's very hard to create a new level. And for many players, it's like a stop point. They don't want to play again because they already know every single step in this game, even if you change the background, even if you change some sort of things and will add some, but that's not enough to attract a player for a long time. And I definitely agree with you that we will see some sort of infinite game. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to underline a term of prompt engineering. No, I'm so surprised no one talks about the prompt engineering. Okay, everyone has an idea of the AI, everyone has an idea of what AI can't do. And it can say AI can't do X, AI can't do Y, but no one talks about the prompt engineering. It changed a lot of things when you do engineering on the prompts which you give AI. So the term of prompt engineering is not anywhere. So why? I'm really surprised. In the universities, in the game industries, why anyone has no idea prompt engineering? It changes the power of AI. So I want to, when I see the microphone, I want to announce that the prompt engineering is the most effective way to interact with AI. If you do not do prompt engineering, please don't say AI can't do this, because with a good prompt, it can do it.
Can it do prompt engineering? Can
Sorry?
AI do prompt engineering?
Prompt engineering is a new way of engineering, because we always talk about when we talk about engineering, it's always about the maths, always about the physics, always about the numbers. But when I say prompt engineering, it's an engineering with the words. So can you do it? Yes, if you have a knowledge of the techniques of the engineer and you have a knowledge of the words, yes, you can do it.
Okay.
I agree prompt engineering is important at the moment, but with the LLM understanding of the AIs are coming, it's already in the field. So I maybe feel different than you a little bit, because at the end right now, for example, when you, I'm gonna give an example from ChatGPT. If you want to create an image, you type something what you want as a normal language or what you are looking for, right? But at the end, it's still converting it to a prompt. You can see it from the created image at the moment. But it is coming to a stage that we will not need to know to engineering the prompt. We will, because technology is changing and AI will be able to understand what you are really asking for, and you will not have to know how to engineer or order the words or other type of things. I believe so.
He disagrees.
Sorry?
I totally disagree. So prompt engineering that you can use. So if I give you a prompt, you can use my prompt and you don't need to do prompt engineering. But you are the user of the prompt engineering. So it is so important, but not for everyone, of course, but it should be taken seriously. So converting from what you say to AI is that prompt engineering. You use prompt engineering. So I'm not saying everyone has to learn prompt engineering, but it changes the way you interact with AI. So, but no one talks about that. Why?
Assume prompt engineering is done right. Do I get the same output if I use the same prompt on the same model?
It has some settings for that too. It calls temperature. So you can change the temperature to get the same answer or not. But it's still on engineering, so you have to test. It's because of this is engineering, so you have to use techniques to get the right prompt and some kind of creativity and novel writing. I don't know, when you create scene, it gets a lot of, it has accuracy to predict something when you create a scene rather than you ask directly. So it is a new way of engineering, I can understand, but no one talks about it, but it changed a lot. So I want to scream all of people, prompt engineering should be taught in the university, should be taught more and more a lot, but that's it, yes.
Okay. So I think we have just a few minutes. Is there a question from the... Yes, okay, he was waiting.
Thank you. So when we're talking about AI in general, so we're basically giving a huge data to AI and it can study and come up with something new within the context. But as a human being, we are able to also as well learning stuff, but we are also able to think out of the box, which allow us to discover something new totally. So when it's gonna happen, do you think that the AI can come up with something totally new and discover that never done in human history? How much time we left, basically?
It already happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's already true. It can do it right now. It can Google by itself, it can get any kind of information, extend the result with this kind of information, and bring you relevant information.
So is it that the synthetic data they can create right now?
It will be like a very, very short introduction. There is several ways to work with AI. The first one is the training, when you should have a lot of data, the data set, the training set, and so on. Then you teach your model, then you validate your model, then you do a lot of stuff, and then you can get the results by just triggering the model, providing some sort of a data to it, and so on. Then we come to the fine-tuning. That's another type of extending a model with external data. For example, you can do it using the OpenAI or Llama or Falcon or any kind of LLM, large language models. There you can just add not too much your own examples of what should be as an input and what should be as an output. This is the second one. The third one is using the RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generations, as far as I remember. This is another type of how to do it. This is a combination of the NLP when you should to convert your initial text to the vector. Basically, it calls embedding in AI. And then using this information, you can extend the knowledge of the model with any information you want. You can just upload your own data, your own, I don't know, corporate information, your own experience, your own training courses, and then based on that, get a proper answer from the AI exactly on your own experience. Or even if you prefer, you can Google just to use some sort of scrapper, search in the Google, get the results, and use it in this way. It doesn't say that you will get the definitely right and properly results, but this is completely another story.
All right, thank you.
It's part of predictive AI, right? I mean, it predicts stuff that we might not be able to predict. Like it has its own intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Any other? No? I think time is finished anyway. So thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
I think if you didn't believe and still don't believe that AI can't do game, please come and find me. I can show you the game which AI developed.
Or
That's
probably they can add you on LinkedIn also and ask any question, right? Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot for panel discussion.
Thanks.
was very interesting. And the next one gonna be in 2 minutes.